Now, the first thing we are going to actually do is creating a project, because as a graphic designer, you're always going to be creating projects, and you need to first of all get to know how you're going to be creating this project. So the first thing you're going to do as a graphic designer is to learn how to create projects. Now, once you create a project, you're going to be able to include maybe the dimensions of the canvas that you want to work on and add other settings as I'm going to be showing you. So guys, the first thing you're going to do is to locate where Adobe Illustrator is installed on your computer. Now, once you locate it, make sure you double click it. If you don't have Adobe Illustrator installed on your computer, make sure you download it. So once you launch Adobe Illustrator, you'll be taken to its home screen, which looks like this. And then you will actually see your recent files down here. If at all you've been working on any recent files, you'll be able to see them right here. And if at all you haven't been working on any recent files and it's your first time working with Adobe Illustrator, then this area will actually be blank, and the only thing you need to do is to create a new file. This interface is actually going to look different depending on the version of Illustrator that you're using. Now, for me, I'm using Adobe Illustrator 2022. So I'm going to be using the latest features in this video. So guys, no matter the version you're using, the things that you require to start using Adobe Illustrator will always be the same. Whether using Adobe Illustrator, the olden versions of 2007, 2019, 2017, and etc. etc. It doesn't matter. The concepts will always be the same, no matter the version of the program you're using. So guys, you might find out that this button might actually be maybe create new. In my case, it's actually new file, but it all means the same thing. Just make sure you locate this button that is going to help you create either a new document or a new file. And once you click on the button, this dialog will pop up. This will actually enable you to, first of all, be able to name your project. Now we're going to name our project logo, because I'm going to be taking you through how you can design a logo in this video, so that actually enables us to go over the tools you need in order to get started with Adobe Illustrator, because most individuals, when starting out with Adobe Illustrator, they would want to actually design a logo. So why not? The other thing you have to get to know is there's this area where you can add presets for your canvas or maybe your artboard. Now, you can actually change the units you want to actually work with, or you want to use to set the dimensions of the canvas you want to use. So this area actually enables you to do all of that. Now, there's also this area that enables you to deal with things that have to do with bleeding on the specific canvas or artboard you're going to use. Now, bleeds are actually areas where your work won't surface once you print your document, or maybe save it, or maybe use it anywhere. Now guys, there are other advanced options right here that you can set, but I won't be tampering with all of that in this video, because this is just a beginner video and we would want to take things slowly by slowly without overwhelming anyone. So guys, the next thing you have to take note of is there are other presets of other documents that individuals usually use in their daily lives, like the A4 size, the letter size, the web. So these other documents are already well defined for you in Adobe Illustrator, and you can actually tap on either the A4 size or the letter, and this will actually display a canvas size that is the size of an A4 paper or maybe a letter paper. So I think you can see Adobe Illustrator gives you the capability to either use the already preset default settings for creating an artboard or creating the canvas you're going to use in your design. Now guys, you'll find out that in most cases, most individuals actually forget this area. They just come in here and just tap on anything. Then they click on create and they continue. That's not how you should be doing your things. You should be curious and get to understand, or to get to know what all of these things actually mean. So now this is actually the recent settings I used, but you can also come right here and see other settings that you can use for your canvas. If at all you're designing for maybe a video, there are other presets here that you can use and templates. So guys, I won't spend a lot of time on this dialog, because there's quite a lot that you can do. So guys, just click on create and you will be brought to this area. Now, this is called the workspace of Adobe Illustrator. Now, this workspace, most individuals actually do not care about it. They don't care knowing it. They don't care, getting to the details of it. But you shouldn't be that kind of individual. In this video, I'm going to be taking you through how you can get started with knowing everything in this workspace that is going to enable you get started with working with Adobe Illustrator. So guys, the next point I want to talk about is Adobe Illustrator's workspace. Now, Adobe Illustrator's workspace is the area where you're going to play around with the elements of graphic design together with the principles of graphic design in order to come up with stunning graphics. So guys, if you didn't watch my previous videos of the elements of graphic design and the principles of graphic design, please check for the links to those videos in the description below. Adobe Illustrator's workspace has got 4 main areas that you're going to be using as a beginner. Of course, you'll find out other areas as you advance or you work on multiple projects or other designs. So depending on what you're working on, you will actually discover quite a lot of other things and tools in Illustrator. In this video, I'm going to be taking you through these 4 main areas of Adobe Illustrator, and I'm going to be creating a logo that is going to help us navigate through these 4 main areas of the Adobe Illustrator workspace. The 4 main areas of the Adobe Illustrator workspace include the main menu. The main menu is actually this area right here. This top area that has file, edit, object type, select, effect, view, window, and help. So this is the main menu. It's called the main menu because it has all the menus that you will be using in this program. So guys, moving on, next is the tools panel. The tools panel is actually this area right here. Once you look at the tools panel area, it will actually give you most of the tools, but you can actually click on this more button. It's called a more button that is actually going to display the rest of the tools that you can use. So it's going to give you all the tools that you can use in order to come up with your graphic designs. So guys, Adobe Illustrator actually has this very interesting way of showing you how each of these tools actually works, and you can always hover over each of these tools and get to know how to use each and every tool in Adobe Illustrator. So that's like a bonus point of using Adobe Illustrator. If you're using an older version, this capability might not be there, or it might be there. The next area that you should actually be aware of is the control panel. Now, the control panel is this right here, this area that you're seeing right here. Now, guys, the control panel has got the properties panel and the layers panel plus the libraries panel. You will be actually adding more panels on this area. This area is actually called the panel docking area. As a graphic designer, you should actually relate to all of these areas of Adobe Illustrator so that you can get a clear understanding of what each area does. And in this video, I'm going to be taking you through all of these areas so that you can get to know how each and every area of Adobe Illustrator actually works.